Hey, what is going on, everybody? Chris Williams here, back with another episode. And today what I thought I would do is share with you my thoughts on the latest release of the Tesla Model S Plaid Edition. So this week, Tesla decides to come out and say, hey, we've been doing the stuff behind the scenes, but we've been working on this Plaid version of the Model S, and we want you to know about it, and here it is. And by the way, it's available right now. So let's just get some of the specs out the way, and then I want to kind of share with you my thoughts. Basically, you have the fastest car out right now, 9.23 seconds in a quarter mile. You also have 1.99 seconds 0 to 60, just over 1,000 horsepower, 390 mile range with a 200 mile an hour top speed. Ladies and gentlemen, they've done it. They've made the fastest electric luxury vehicle ever known to man, and Tesla created it. Now, I live on the East Coast, so of course the actual event last night was very late for me last night. However, I did get a chance to watch it and see it, and I want to kind of share with you a couple of things that kind of came out, just so you're aware of what this is versus the current Model S. So I happen to own the actual current Model S. I have what is known as the Performance Edition of the current Model S. I love that car. I honestly think it is the best version of a sedan and luxury created that is an EV. So I want to be very clear, as an EV, the best ever. So if you haven't watched the event, basically what they did was share with you all of the scientific and behind the scenes work that they did in order to build this actual car. It's actually pretty impressive. I'm not one to dive into all the weeds and all those different things, but I will tell you, as just someone who is a fan of electric vehicles, I think this is the push to the next wave of cars, especially from a luxury line, that I've ever seen. I think it's the right thing. And there's a couple of things about making this announcement and availability now that were very smart on Tesla's part. First and foremost, the one that I've seen that actually is the best version of any type of luxury car that is coming as an EV is the Mercedes EQS. To be quite honest with you, that thing, if it drops on the streets the way it is built based on the versions, listen, that is way up there, almost spaceship-like, but current model, so I can feel myself in it. I think they did a great job. The one thing that has always been lacking, though, from Tesla, and everybody knows it, is the interior. And I say that as somebody who actually has one. Yes, while it is luxury-like, the problem has been is that for the most part, it is not as luxury as it could be. That's honestly the knock I've always had on any Tesla out, especially it being the Model S, where we're talking about since 2012, this minimal idea is a thing. And I mean, I get it. I'm not mad at all. I think it's awesome. But people have expectations, especially when you start talking about certain price points. Now, Elon and the crew are always testing boundaries, so I understand what they did, and it has been successful. I don't care what anybody says. If you own a Model S current edition, you're not angry at all. In fact, you actually have learned to love what they left out, so to speak, of the interior, while at the same time realizing you're basically driving the best software updated thing on four wheels ever to be driven, and that is the Tesla Model S. Now, with this new one, there are some things to get used to from an interior standpoint that, quite honestly, I'm not sure automakers have ever seen this as a problem. I think it's something they probably were always interested in actually doing, and that is the traditional steering wheel. Now, the steering wheel has been the steering wheel for eons, right? It's been the same kind. Circle steering wheel with, options finally on the steering wheel itself, or kind of this, oval looking. It's been all types of things. All types of things have been the steering wheel until you actually do what Tesla has done. And yes, it's coming with their own version of what they're calling a yoke type look, which basically means they cut off the top of the entire steering wheel. Now, from a driving experience standpoint, I think this is gonna be the hardest thing for many people to get used to, mainly because we are used to having, I think what happened is we're used to having that sense of control. And Elon made a statement during the presentation that I think we don't realize that geniuses like him take very seriously.
All input is error.
Yeah, Elon said, input is error. So one of the things that he is looking at from the human version, and this is just, you got to understand the type of person who's building this car, it speaks to everything that Elon is. Elon is the kind of person that is literally trying to minimize human interaction and push forward technology. And unfortunately, this pushes against our need for control, because he's also doing the same thing with the steering wheel and cut off the half portion of that. And so when you see it initially, you're like, that's got to be the craziest experience ever, because your brain just can't compute not having a full steering wheel. Most of you are probably thinking about like, well, what's it gonna be like when I turn, and how do I have, there's a lot that people are gonna think about. Well, there is one thing I do want you to think about. There are some people who are driving certain vehicles today that have never had a actual full steering wheel, right? And those are pilots. Pilots use two stalks on either end, and they drive. And I think that this is kind of that giving away to that type of thinking. The other thing is the simplistic nature of, hey, we want you to have full visibility of your tachometer. We want you to feel like you're engulfed in this experience. And you got to remember, see, I'm always curious about who's the person behind what's being built. And when you start to understand the way they think, you can understand that sometimes they're going to push against what we're just normally used to. The other thing is that this particular car is now built to reduce the amount of input human actually gives to it. And so what does that mean from your driving experience? Well, basically he said that when you get in a car, it knows you want to go forward, so it's gonna automatically go and drive. It will know when you're trying to reverse, or it's gonna learn when you're going in reverse. I'm curious. Yes, I wanna have one to try out, because like I back into my garage, so how is it gonna know I wanna back into my driveway? How does it know I want to back into a parking space? How does it know I actually might want to back out of a particular spot that I'm in? What I don't see is the actual controls on the steering wheel for shifting gears. I'm sure it's probably there. I just didn't see it, so that's like one thing that I'm thinking about. Now, with all things technology, the truth of the matter is that this car is the closest version to always on machine learning that we probably have ever really witnessed. Because basically the Plaid is learning you, and it learns your habits, and then it starts adapting to those things. So this is gonna be something all of us are gonna have to learn. And I will tell you, anytime somebody is first at doing something and actually achieves it, don't be surprised if others fall right in line. Now, the other thing to point out, obviously, interior redesign is awesome. The front seat, the back seat. I think the back seat experience is really cool. The fact that they have its own screen, entertainment, the air controls, it's hidden air ducts, so you control it digitally on the screen of where the air is blowing, all those different things. I think they did a really good job of just updating the interior. Also, as a part of the interior, my current screen that controls 90% of the car is pretty much a vertical version. They just turned it around. So basically you're looking at like a large iPad to control your car. They made it horizontal, which I think is dope as well. Now, these are two things that got mentioned during the presentation that, yeah, touches my heart. I melted, I was sold. I'm all in, and that is one, Tesla. I really love the Model S, but also the fact that it said it has PS5 level performance. I'm sorry, but I love the PS5. The PS5 is the greatest console out. I'm a PlayStation person, so don't shoot me. But the point is that you can literally have that level of performance on your screen and play actual video games and all this. So I'm sorry, I'm a kid in the candy, so I love tech. Listen, they got me, man. They got me. Listen, they got me. So what is my reaction to what I saw and hearing all the information? One, it's about damn time. I mean, honestly, from the interior point of view, the waiting to do that is one of those efficiency things that Tesla has been dogmatic about. So that's fair. I get it. They weren't going to do it with every release of every version. They wanted to make the leap when they do massive changes. And so I understand that. I get how that works and that's cool. But man, it took a while for them to get to this updated interior look that meets the price point that they're asking for at like 142-ish. That's a lot of money for a very minimal interior when there's other cars that are charging a lot less that you get a fully loaded luxury look. So I'm glad they're there, but man, it just took a while for us to get there. Number two, Elon really needs to allow somebody to coach him on how to do presentations, because it's clear that he never even looked at that presentation before he got up there. Number three, they came out not only to say, here it is, but that it's available now. Listen, as much as it is frustrating to wait, sometimes to wait is the best thing you can do, because you want to make sure that you don't tease people about something that's coming, but you can show it to them and it's available now. I have got to give them the biggest kudos for that, because honestly, I went into this, I made an assumption that they were going to show us something that wasn't going to be available. The other thing I want to note is that with all of the computer chip delays and part problems that companies are experiencing, which is contributing to the amount of delays that are happening with other manufacturers and parts and everything else, they somehow were able to beat it. I would love to hear that story. Given what the pandemic has done to just business in general, wow. Like, I mean, shout out to them for, man, that is just impressive when you think about all that went into making this high performance vehicle. 4, no, I did not put down for it. No, I will not be getting it anytime soon. I'm gonna wait a bit. Part of me waiting a bit is because I need to financially put myself in a position to where I can actually get it. But the second thing is I have a rule about tech at this level and where things are. The rule is wait until the first editions come out and they work out some of the kinks once it's available. And the car side of that is I'm never gonna take the hit on the first one. Yeah, whether we like it or not, cars lose value, and I'll probably be getting one with very low miles once somebody turns one in. That's just the way I like to do things. So it'll be a minute, but I'll be glad when I did, and when I have one, I will let you know. However, I know some people who are actually getting one probably like now, so don't you worry, it will be on the channel and it will be a part of the inside look full review. 5, I am so glad they did this now. And seriously, now all of the companies are showing off what they have coming. Tesla said, not so fast, partners. Not only we got something coming, it's available now, and here's all the changes that we made to it. Listen, Tesla was first. They're always gonna be first. They're always gonna hold that crown and that trophy, right? For dropping the first luxury EV that actually works, that people love. They're always gonna be first at that. But I also think it's very important that they constantly work on improvements and show that they are in the game. I got kind of concerned that maybe this is not as important to Elon as everything else they have going on, which is fair. You own your business, you're a billionaire, you have things that you're after, I'm with that. But I think for the consumer of cars and the car market, I kind of feel like this is something that is needed from Tesla to constantly push the envelope that will then open up the eyes of older car makers and for them to try new things as well. Well, that's all I have. So listen, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this reaction video of the Tesla Model S Plaid reveal that happened this week, feel free to do me a favor. Share, like, or subscribe, or leave a comment down below about what else you want to see when I have the actual Plaid in my possession to be able to do a full product review. Let me know down below. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. Hope you have a great day, and I look forward to catching you in the next episode.
Hey, hold up. Hey, look down there. Yeah, down there. Yep, right there. Yep. Look to the right. Yeah, hit the button.